Do not buy property and don't pay for a mentor. Bit controversial. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, look, I just want to explain my thoughts, my feelings and my opinions on why you may want to hold fire on going and spending a huge amount of money on a property and even a mentor or educational course. And here's why. We're in a day and age at the moment where the economy is on a rapid rise, and that includes property as well in terms of prices. Now, if you live in London or the South, anywhere like that, property is on the rise quick. And just to buy a property, I can tell you now, you'd need $500,000 cash just to buy a property, even to get a mortgage on some of them. And of course, there might be some people who say, well, that's absolutely rubbish, $500,000, you could go buy a property outright. Okay, in pockets. I'm not on about the pockets, I'm on about majority. So now that is a lot of money. But what a lot of people are doing is obviously they want to learn about property, how to get onto property, because there is a lot of marketing, there's a lot of adverts, there's a lot of courses out there. And everyone's doing the whole claim, in 12 months, you could be a property millionaire. I'm yet to see one. If someone wants to reveal one, happy days. Always open just to checking it out. But what I would say is I just want to go through like this internal checklist and reality of property is on the rise and it's very hard to keep up with in terms of buying and making quick money, opposed to using a small amount of capital that you might have or not having to use any to start a business that cash flows more than a property and that you can scale quicker than a property, because the fact is property is a slow burner. If you dump a huge amount into a property to refurbish it, refinance, that doesn't happen overnight or within a week or even within 2 weeks. You can do a lot with an online business or digital assets within 2 weeks. So what I'm saying is look at your personal circumstances before you start thinking that you're going to be the next property investor. In the day and age that we are now, we're not in the 80s, we're not in the 90s where you nearly had 90%, 95% mortgages and you could buy a property left, right and center for pretty much nothing. And what we are going to get into is some of the property strategies which I want to address as well, and countering how you could spend your time and money more effectively on yourself and in another area. Okay, first things first, why do people get into property? Well, typically it's either as a passion, they love property, or the big one, majority, they want to replace their job because that's what they're being told through deal sourcing, through rent to rent, through buying buy-to-lets, converting HMOs, buying plots of land, selling it with planning permission. There's many, many different strategies. What I would say is before you get caught up in all these strategies, just remember, where is the information that you are getting this from? Where are you learning? Where are you taking it from? Is it a mentor, an educational course? Because if it is, I just want you to hold fire, slow down, and just check, is this an educational course that is now earning serious money as a business, being paid thousands a month through their courses and packages? Or are they currently doing these deals that you are being taught of? And how quickly has it taken them? How much money did they start with? The best thing about an entrepreneur or business owner or someone who is creative, you should be asking a lot of questions. So for example, before you take out the next property package, whatever it might be, working with a mentor, just say, do you mind if I have a look through your property portfolio? Do you mind if you show me the last time you bought and sold land? Do you mind me introducing you with your joint venture partners so I could have a day on site or whatever it might be? Or, what's your latest deal? Just ask questions. And all of them, if they're legit, should be able to turn around and say, absolutely, you're about to spend 10 grand with me and plus, of course I'll introduce you. Of course I'll show you. Of course you can come on site with me on my current project. Not a problem. If it's a case of, well, you don't really need to know that, we're not quite there yet, maybe one day. Remember, trust your gut. There's chemicals that are released in our gut. When that happens, it's normally because something's a little bit fishy. So just remember that. Always ask questions. There's nothing wrong in turning around and saying to the person that you are about to work with in property, can I just find out a bit more about what you're doing, past, current, and future? Now, buying property, is it really going to replace your income? Now, I don't know where you live in the country in the UK, but typically from what I know and my experience and my involvement and anyone that I know is in property, if you're buying up north, let's just say Liverpool, and you're putting down a down payment on a buy-to-let and you have a big mortgage and you're being conservative, maintenance, insurances, agency fees, maybe you're, self-managing, let's take off the agency fees, still a little bit of reserve funds, just in case anything goes wrong, you might be earning 170 net, maybe. Maybe you've got certain tax implications. Are you in a limited company? Is it through your personal situation? So how many of those do you need to replace the basic UK average salary of 25,000 a year at the moment, moved up to about 26, but let's call it £1,600 net a month. How many properties do you need earning £170 to replace that? You need 15 plus. You're going to need a lot of properties. That's a lot of headache. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of slow burning. That's many years of hard work. Now, there will be people that say, no, you can scale within 12 months. You'll have a multi-million pound property business. Again, I'm yet to see one. And I'm more than happy to have that conversation or that debate if someone has built a multi-million pound business from scratch with no money, no experience, no rich parents, off their own back from ground zero. If there is someone out there that from ground zero with no hand-me-downs or no boost from mummy and daddy, and they've gone and built a multi-million pound business through property within 12 months, happy days. I take my hat off to you. I haven't got a hat, but I take my hat off to you.
This episode was sponsored by Peter Komalafe, the author of The Money Basics. Manage your money and plan for your future and get back to basics. So what are you waiting for? This is available for pre-order on Amazon. The links will be in the description below. Go get yourself a copy now.
I don't think it's really possible. Just like buying property for £1 or buying a commercial building for £1. Does it even sound right to you? Again, a lot of people have been taught lease options. How many lease options really work out? I knew one investor that said lease options was the worst thing he ever done. It was total nightmare. And he ended up in a very sticky situation. Rent to rent. We're told and we're sold the dream of you need no money, a little bit of down payment for a couple of fees, spare room, Gumtree, so forth, bit of advertisement. No, you don't. You need thousands. Furniture, upfront rent, security, advertising, marketing, setting up social, paid ads, legal paperwork, regulations, health and safety in the property. That's all before you get your money back. You're not getting your 4, 5, 10, 6, however many £1,000s back until 18 months, until you've got 3, 4 of those properties cash flowing, take out the gross numbers, knock it down to the net after tax and national insurance or your limited company expenses. You're not yet returning profitable cash. That's the reality of it. A lot of people don't like to hear this. That's the reality. That takes a lot of time. So it's a legitimate business, but it does take time. I don't think it happens in these short time frames. But what you can do is you could be building a business. You could be scaling something from your home, from living at mum and dad's house, wherever it is that you live. You could be scaling an online business where you sell a product from £1 to £2 to 30,000 people every single month because you've got an excellent sales and marketing strategy and you've only got £1 or £2 product, which everyone can afford once a month. You know, imagine if I sold this pot of Vaseline. I charged £1. Well, I think it's less than that, but I charged £1 for a pot of Vaseline, but my marketing strategy ensured that I hit 1 million people every single month and I had like a 10% conversion rate every single month because it was on point. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, email campaigns, all from home. Really scalable, can grow really fast. Or do I take 30, 40,000 pounds, stick it in a property and it's slow? In the current climate, I want to stress, I'm on about now, today's day and age. It's hard. My final point as to why I think you should consider whether property is for you right now, or if you think it's going to be the answer to getting you out of your job or building a business as quick as possible, earning you maximum money, is this whole buying property with no money. I am actually yet to see or know of anyone without, again, a leg up or hand-me-downs from anyone in family or close friends and stuff like that has gone on to buy property with no money and no experience. Now, a lot of people have taught you can buy property with no money, no assets in the background and no experience. I work with a lot of investors, all types of investors who have made good money and they are protective over their money. Yes, there is a lot of money in the market, especially on LinkedIn, but I don't know anyone that would just lend money to someone coming in and saying, I'm really enthusiastic, I've got a great plan, I've got no track record, no assets in the background, but please lend me your £100,000 and I'll go and be successful in property. I don't know of any. So when you hear of 100% lending or an investor that will back you 100% just because they like you, I think you need to just lower your expectations and start from the ground. You know, hard work needs to be put in up front. Relationships need to be built and you need to have some form of proof of concept. I talk about this in all different areas of life, personal and business. Proof of concept sells. If you can turn around or other people can speak for you and say, yep, she's done it. Yeah, he's done it. Good track record. You can check him out here. You can check her out there. It's all been done before. That offers credibility. It offers trust. And that's huge in property. You know, you're talking large sums of money. So for the whole no money down deal and no money in, and you can borrow 100% finance, 100% investment, I'm yet to see it. Again, that's kind of that gut feeling. So I do not believe that buying property is the priority if you want to make money and replace your job. Those are just my thoughts. Do let me know in the comments below and I'll see you all very soon.